Hi. I know, took a while. Sorry. Let's see who we got showing up here just before we get started. Everything organized before we get going. And by the way, since we're here, you know what would help? This probably helps, right? Can't hear you. Yeah, can you hear me now? Hello. Sorry it took so long. Just whenever I sit here and I'm filming for this channel, I forget that my microphone is over there and I gotta swing it back and forth on the boom arm. Yeah. I bet you the audio's a lot better than it was last time too. Oh. Just making sure everything's working good. You need louder? I'm pretty sure that's about as loud as I can get. I need to, I gotta see how loud this is. Let me open a separate channel. I'm pretty sure that's about as loud as I can get. Yeah, this is about as loud as I get. Because this is the same settings I use for my gaming channel. And if you can hear me fine on there, should be roughly the same. Whereas, unless I'm on this side, it's just the way I have the microphone set up right now. Was it good? Is there any questions about the supplies or anything needed before we get started? I can just hear you. See, I'm testing it on my computer that I have right here. Is there any? And I'm good. Everything seems to be good. I can just hear you. See, I'm testing it on my computer that I have right here. So that's in YouTube. Let me try. Let me open up Twitch here. I'll see what it sounds like over here. If anybody else is here just lurking in the chat, can you hear me just fine? Or are you still finding it pretty low? I'm gonna do a test. Yeah. I'm thinking it might be your stuff, Mom, because everything's showing up here fine. I have the mic the same distance as I always do within streams. The mic the same distance. Can you try maybe on your tablet? Because I think you're on the laptop, right? Because you usually hear me during the gaming streams fine. Excuse me. Say something? Well, I'm going to be getting really in the next few minutes, I'm going to get ready to start a card. I'm going to set up my heat tool. So for those who don't have your heat tool set up, you'll need that set up. Are you on the laptop or your tablet now? Okay, weird. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, hi, hello. We're going to be making one card and one tag today. For anybody that wants to that would like to have the measurements for the card and for the tag, I'm going to put this. This is our Stampin' Up! Group. You can actually go ahead and all the measurements are usually there. Get those measurements, get your paper ready. Don't forget to grab a drink of some sort. We usually make 2 cards or a card and a different project. Today we're going to make a card and a tag, and it is Christmas and July theme. I know it's August, but you know, life around the planet has been a little crazy. So we're doing a Christmas in July in August. I am going to get a few things set up. If anyone has any questions, feel free to pop it up in the chat, and we're going to go from there. You're going to see the Be Right Back screen up in a second. I'm going to get a few things set and we'll get going. You need the heat tool for the card? No, you don't need the heat tool for the card. The heat tool is for the tag. And I'm curious, can you hear me better now? I'm also, you know what I should do? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna set up my Twitch app on here real quick. Because I have 4 monitors in this office. The only problem is they're all set up at the same spot. Might have to eventually get one mounted to the wall or something. I could actually do that. Anyways, just so I could see the chat somewhere. Right now, I'm gonna be using my tablet. You have me on Bluetooth. Bluetooth what? As I'm setting up, it gives a few people the chance to kind of look at the measurements if you didn't get the chance to yet, so you'll be able to see that. And grab your drinky poo. I didn't even notice what the battery life on my tablet was, but it's okay. It's all good. You can hear me. Yeah, I can go ahead all I want. I still got to get the chat up here for me to be able to see. Just 1 second here. There we go. Now I can see the chat a lot closer. Okay, let's get ready. First things first is the two things we're going to be making today. So we're going to be making this cute little card. It flips open like this. Easy peasy. So we got him, and then we got this really cute Christmas tag. Kind of reminds me of those, well, I don't know about everybody else, but I know my mom, who's in the chat, we used to hang those things from the ceiling. Why is mine all of a sudden unglowing? And they were like this, you know, like little puff things. Super cute. Okay. Now, we're going to be starting with the tag. For this particular tag, you don't need to have the tree if you don't have the tree. You could use any die and or any punch that you have if you don't have the tree or just don't want to do a Christmas themed one, but it'll work just fine. Okay? So we're going to put him aside, and then I'm going to get my book with all my measurements. I can't remember everything offhand, so I keep everything down in this. It's just a journal. This one here, my friend got me for Christmas. He's got a cute little fox. Okay. So first thing first is you should have a piece of Whisper white paper. You know what? Let me bring this down for this guy because he's kind of small. So let's get a little closer. So this piece of paper measures 5.5 by 2 inches, and I picked the 2 inches because it fits perfectly within the tag topper punch. So that's what we get there first. First thing first, get our paper, which I've already cut. That's that punch. My tree punch. So that's the tree punch we're going to be using. And I'm looking for my tag topper punch. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's up here. So I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and if you like any of the products you see, of course, you can go to my website to check that out. If you're in a different country, my website doesn't work for you, sorry. If you go to stampinup.com, it'll automatically put you in an area, or someone within your area. If you want to use me specifically, and it allows you, it's just crystalstamp.stampinup.net. Okay, so you just take your punch. I'm going to slide this in. Okay. Goes all the way to the top here. Now, you could hold it like this and punch. For my ladies that have arthritis, ladies are gentlemen, you can put it on the table like this and push down. Just like this. There we go. Easy peasy. I'll put this in my little blue bin. And I'm done with this punch. Okay. So the next part, we're just going to get all the simple stuff done first. So we are going to punch out this circle here. This is punched out on smoky slate. Basically any kind of light gray you got, if you're liking these color tones, with a 2-inch circle. So the 2-inch circle could be the punch, could be a framelit, whatever you got on hand that'll cut out a 2-inch punch. just going to take this, pop it in here. There we go. We're done with that guy. Put him aside. Put this aside for now. Okay. Next part. We're going to punch out 4 trees, or whatever shape you're choosing to use. Remember, it's a shape like this tree here. These 2 sides are different, but they match up enough that it works. You're going to want something that does kind of similar. Circle works. Scallop circle. Anything that when you fold it in half, it's going to look very similar, if not the same. Okay? So we're going to take this and we're going to use some gold foil paper. Again, something available through Stampin' Up. All the products here you'll find through Stampin' Up. So we're going to go for 4. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to get the 1 more. Now, the other thing you could do, if you have a hard time folding any of these in half, is let's say you score the paper first, let's say a length of paper, and then you punch out your trees along that score line so that the score would go down the middle of this tree and you would just punch up that and it would fold easily. The other trick I'm going to show you is, now that I got these little trees, I'm going to take my paper trimmer, put my tree here, just like that, and that's it. And now I have a score line down the middle, so he's not so hard to fold. Okay, because we got to fold all 4 of these little trees like that, just so that they have some give to them. We're going to go down the second one. I'm just noticing my lighting's a bit off. I'm just going to pull this light a little closer. There we go. And we're going to go with 1 more. So when I'm doing it this way, you could see how taking the piece of paper, scoring it down the middle, and then doing your punches would be a little easier. I don't mind doing it this way. It doesn't bother me. But if this was something you would find difficult, that would be an easier way to do it. Especially with an image like this, or a shape like this. A circle would probably be easier, a square, but we're good. We're golden, we keep going. Okay, so we are going to take our 4 little dudes here. And the last one I just used snail on, and as you can see, he's kind of coming apart a bit. So, I'm going to use the Tombow glue. Just gotta find it first. This is a little bit more forgiving too, just because once you put this liquid glue, You still have some wiggle room in the time that you have to move, right? So we're just going to do this. Now we're going to place the spines together and then kind of make it so that they meet up. Just like that. Hold it for a few seconds together. And this is something you could do in a card too. Because even if it was flat, once they take it out, it would, you know, puff up a bit. These would make cute little decorations. Okay, there's one. Now, we're going to do it to this side. See how I'm holding this? So there's our two now sealed together. Now we're going for our third guy. Be careful here, because we don't want to close it. We're adding. Same thing. Meet up the spines. And, oh, fold. Can't be in a rush with this one. And I actually don't mind that the tree shape isn't exact same. Because I find that the white and the gold actually look really nice together. Okay. Now you would think that our last one we're going to glue like this. If we were making a little ornament, we would. But we're actually going to glue it and leave it so it's like this. Okay, so don't glue it closed. So again, we're going to add. I'm always just adding to the left. Okay. And yeah, pop him right there. And hold. Now that my little tree's all together, I'm going to be putting some glue in here and then gluing him down to our friend, the gray circle here. Okay? So this part here, we could open this up a bit. Not too much, you don't want to damage the tree. And without sticking it close, centering it the best we can. We're just going to hold him here for a second. This glue doesn't take long to adhere, which is nice. I find with the heavier stuff, like if this was a heavier item, it would take a little longer. But even then, I still have a little bit of wiggle room to make some adjustments. And now we have our tree. Isn't he cute? And this will work in any color. Like if you had green foil, this would look really nice, really sharp. Okay. Okay. We're going to put our tree aside. Let him get all nice and dry. I got my Stampin' Pierce pad that I used to stamp on a lot. And got a piece of scrap paper here. I'm going to fold over this. I'm going to grab our Versamark. So our Emboss Buddy. Let's go a little bit higher now. So we're going to grab our Embossing Buddy. The gold powder. The Versamark. And our little tray. Any tray will do, even a piece of paper. And I'm going to go with the stamp set I'm using is the Perfectly Plaid, which is this guy here. So I used the Merry Christmas for the tag. And then I used this tree to do the little bit of decorating on the bottom here, okay? Oh, hi, Dark. We are making a Christmas tag to start. And then we're going to make a cute little Christmas card. It was supposed to be my Christmas in July. I didn't get to do it, so we're doing Christmas in July and August. Alrighty. So, let's get our blocks set up. Where the heck did I put my blocks? One sec here. And I'm making a mess. Right? And I know most of my clients, customers, love Christmas. Who can blame them? I'm more of a Halloween gal. But I always try and do lots of crafts involving Christmas because they like it so much. So let's get this guy out here. Is this lighting okay, or do we need more light? Let me know, okay? Finding it really dark on the one side. Whew, that must have been loud on the ears. I am sorry. Just putting this on the block. Let me bring this light a little closer, see if that helps. Oh, that seems a little better. There we go. Okay, Christmas tree. And let's get our sentiment. There's our block. Merry Christmas. Again, if you're following along just to follow along, but you want to choose a different theme, hey man, I ain't gonna send the craft police after you. Right? Nightmare Before Christmas. That's my thing. I am more of a gothic-y, grungy type gal. So Halloween has always been my thing. Me and my husband actually got married on Devil's Night. Because it landed on a Saturday that year and Sunday was Halloween. We had a Halloween wedding. It was great. Okay. So let's rub the embossing buddy along the piece of paper. Gets rid of the static. And then we're going to take our Versamark. We're going to start with our sentiment. And remember, we check to make sure it's shiny. And when it's shiny, then you know it has enough of the Versamark on it. We thought so. Okay. Line this guy up. Give him a good press. And we pull it up nice and slow. Okay, you can't see it right now, but it's there. We'll be doing our little bit of magic in a minute here. So we're going to do the same thing with the trees for the edges. And you can do as many or as little as you want. There we go. Now I know this doesn't compare to our in-person classes, but given the circumstances, I think we're doing pretty good. Okay. So now we're going to add our embossing powder. I got gold. You can use whatever you have on hand. I was just trying to match my tree. Just make sure we get all our spots. And because this this powder is going in the tray. I'm just going to put it right back in the little container after. But because I'm going to be heating this up, I don't want this all turned to sludge, so we're going to move this aside. And heat tool. We're going to be setting our heat tool to 2 because you need it on the higher setting. Remember, it is a heat tool. Watch your fingies. So it's going to be a little bit loud. Start it up aside. And just keep in mind not to have your hand over the fan area so that it could breathe. So this part right here. Okay, let's make this shiny. So we're going to go from a matte to a shiny gold. Freaking magic. Yep. So that's how you get your embossing. When you get like business cards and that, and they have embossing, that's basically what's going on. So this is beveled, right? And this just happens to be the metallic collection. So there's gold, copper, silver, and then of course there's white and black and reds and stuff like that. So there is that part. And now we're going to glue down our little tree in the middle here. I'm going to use dimensionals to pop it up and give it a bit of dimension. So on the back of our little tree we just did, we're going to take 2 of our dimensionals. Peel off the backing. And there we go. Our little Christmas tag. Usually I would put like some ribbon here. Hang this off a bottle of wine. Whatever. Isn't he cute? I really like this one. So now we got 2. Well, I have 2. This little part done? Yeah, it just didn't look like it was done. So I really like these guys. And they're a nice length, these ones here. They're a lot bigger than the tags I usually make. These are about the size of the bookmarks I make. Any questions on our tags? It's just funny, it's so quiet here. Usually we have all our ladies. Everyone's a little busy. It's all good. This video is going to be recorded and kept onto YouTube. And I'm also going to highlight it and keep it on Twitch for future reference, which is going to be great. Especially around Christmas time, because these tags are easy peasy to make, and this would be an easy card too. This punch that I used and the Perfectly Plaid set for the stamps still available in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. You know, and if you don't want to use this, you can use whatever you have on hand to kind of recreate the same type of look using different stuff. I'm just going to clean these 2 stamps before they get dry. And I'm gonna stand by for any questions just in case. Both actually. So it started out as a hobby, because for my wedding when we got married, was it 11 years ago? I was making all of the invites, all of the cards, all the thank you notes, all by hand. And I wanted to do that in a way where it was me making it. So I got into this. And then I started, of course, selling the product too because it's a product I trust. It's durable. It works. And I've been doing this for as of October, we've been married for 11 years. So it'll make 12 years I've been doing this. Because I started before we got married. And I'm not wearing my rings today because my hands are swollen. I believe I still have my business website linked down below on the main page in Twitch, and in my About page in YouTube. Also, it's in the Facebook group I posted as well. And forever who's following along, if you're making cards, remember, I want to see them. I think we all want to see them. You got to post them in the Facebook group like we've done at our previous classes. I know I was slacking last month. We didn't get a class. I'm sorry. I was trying to go for 2 classes and I couldn't even get 1 last month. Right? Very cute. No, I've always been artsy fartsy, so this is definitely a thing for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to take a tiny break. Next, we're going to be making this cute little card. Again, if you're just tuning in, the measurements are in the Facebook group. I think I still have a link on the main Twitch page too, and YouTube to the Facebook group. You scroll down a bit in the group. All the measurements for the paper that you're going to need are there. And we're going to be doing this in just a few minutes. All right? And we'll be right back. I'm back. I forgot that my chamois, which I haven't used in a while, was dry as a bone. It needed to be watered like a plant. So I got that done. Okay. Everybody ready for the next card? Next card? Oh, I guess I should put my glasses on. I can see what I'm doing here. I don't even know what time it is. What day is it? What year? Where are we? Okay, let's get these little tags out of the way. Oh my. Okay. We're all set. So the next one we're doing, I called this the double gate snowman. It's double gated. Not much more I can say about that. We're gonna do this guy. Going to need a piece of balmy blue cardstock. Any kind of light blue will do if that's what you got on hand. And it's going to be cut at 8.5 by 5.5. So basically a sheet of paper cut in half, okay? So we're going to start with this guy first. And we're going to need our trimmer or anything you got to score with. We're going to bring it to the 2 1/8 mark. So, for those who downloaded the little ruler I provided, 2 1/8. So here's your whole entire, this is your inch measurement, okay? So the 1/8 mark is here. And this is your quarter mark. I know a lot of people don't get the math for the measurements. And here's your half, your 3/4, and your inch, okay? So your 1/8 of an inch, because most rulers won't have these other little guys, okay? Like this one here will have like your 1/16, your 1/8, your quarters, your halves. So what you're going to do is right after the inch starts, you count to the second tick, because the quarter inch mark is the 4th tick. So you go 1, 2, and you know you're at 1/8, okay? I'll show you what I mean. So again, it's the 2 1/8 mark. So here's the 2 inch. Maybe I could bring this down here. Okay. So there's the 2 inch. And then that's your quarter mark. But you only want to go 1, 2. So we're going to go 1, 2. Okay. And then we're going to score. We're going to do that again on the other side. So I'm going to flip that lengthways, of course. You're going to go to your 2 inch. And we're going to count 1, 2 ticks. So 2 inch, 1, 2 ticks. And that's your 1/8 mark. Almost cut it instead of scored. Ooh. Okay. So now we have these nice score marks. You'll see it more when I pull the camera away. Okay. So we're going to take our bone folder. Woo, the camera's not straight. Let me fix this for you. Sorry about that. Still not very straight. I had it right the first time. Sorry. Look away if you get drowsy. Okay, there we go. So, for score line, just going to give it a light fold. We're going to go over it with the bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, a ruler, a credit card, gift card will do. There we go. We're going to get this side. Same thing. I'm going to take a little pause. This is what you should have, and I'll wait. You let me know if you're following. It'll fold like this. And all the cards that most cards, a good 90% of the cards that I make end up being 4 inches by 5.5, which fits in a standard letter size and a photo size. Mom, you following? Are you good? One sec, no problem. Dark, I guess I'll have to get your address eventually, or your PO address, and I'll send you a Christmas card. A holiday card. Last year, because of COVID and everything that was going on, and because I have 3 kids doing the at-home schooling, I just didn't have the opportunity to send out as many Christmas cards as I usually do. I have a lot of friends overseas and, in Canada and the States and stuff that I send Christmas cards to. And unfortunately, last year, I just couldn't do it. I did not have the time. This year, it's something I've been doing for many years. I'm like, nope, I gotta do it. Are you having a hard time with the measurements? If anyone else is following along with the card for the measurements, remember, if you want this little ruler guide, I have it in our group in the documents section. And I've also, I believe I have another version where I highlighted the ticks that matter. Okay. And it doesn't print out like this. It'll print out on a sheet of computer paper and you just have to trim it. You got it? All right, cool. Let's keep going. And this is still odd for me because even though it's been a year and a half, I think I've been doing it this way, I'm still not used to how quiet it is. Have a few, regular ladies that usually come in and they know who they are, especially if Joanne's watching. When a few of them get together, they get loud, man. You still don't get it? What part don't you get? Did you fold it? You have it good? Once you place this paper at the 2-inch mark, count 2 little lines. 1, 2, and that's your 2 1/8. If you're at the 2 1/4 mark, you've gone too far. If you're at the 2 1/4 mark, you gotta pull it back a bit. Okay, we're going to continue on. If anyone has any questions about the math or anything, feel free to private message me within Twitch, within Instagram, even on Facebook. You're good? Okay. And for those watching, sometimes I'll respond to the chat before it actually appears here, because I could see it on my stuff first, okay? Okay, we're good. We're going to keep going. Okie dokie. So that goes there. Next thing we're going to need. So I have all my stuff cut out. I just have it in a little folder here. I gotta grab it. So we have some white panels that are going to go here, okay? And these guys measure 2 inches by 5 1/4. So that we're gonna have a nice little border here. It's like this. Okay, but we're gonna stamp it first. We're gonna create our own designer series paper. So we're gonna have those. Then we have these two white panels, and these measure 2.25 inches by 3.75 inches. They will be going on to these these blue panels, these balmy blue panels, and they measure 2.5 inches by 4 inches. We'll be getting to those guys in a sec. And then this is the inside panel. This is 4 inches by 5.25. Okay. We're going to take out our Stampin' Pierce again. I like it for the extra support it has when stamping. It gives you a nice crisp image. And we're going to place the biggest pieces of white paper you got right here. Just like this. And if you can see, I have Balmy Blue and I have, oh my god, what color did I use here? Smoky Slate are the two colors for the snowflakes. Okay, so let's grab that. So here's our Smoky Slate. And let's grab that Balmy Blue. Where are you at, Balmy Blue? There she is. Okay, so we're going to get our two stamps set up. Whoop! And the stamp set we're using, it has a matching punch too, which is a snowman punch. But it's snowman season. He's really cute. You can build a snowman. We're going to be using this guys with the Balmy Blue and these guys with the Smoky Slate, basically. All over. Okay? So let's get those set up. I need smaller blocks. 1 second. Okay. Got that set up. Okay, we're going to start with the, I'm going to start with the lightest color. Usually I start with the darkest, but today, going backwards. I'm going to start with the Balmy Blue. Here's our ink pad. Get it nice and lathered up. And there's no mistakes in crafts, okay? It's just the way it is. Make a mistake, it's not a mistake. That's what Bob Ross taught us, right? And remember, these always stamp darker than what they are. Also, every time you stamp, rotate the block so that your snowflakes end up at a different spot. Rotate. That's right. Because if everything was the same, let me tell you, our planet would be pretty dang boring. And that's why I always encourage everybody to, who's following along with actually making the craft itself, to go ahead and post their stamps, their cards, their projects, because it'll give other people confidence showing that, hey, they're making stuff too. So can I. You know, sometimes you just need that little bit of a boost. That one done. Well, the blue part anyways. And oh, just dunked my hand. Just dunked my hands in the ink. I mean, it wouldn't be a crystal card, but I didn't dunk my hands in the ink. Is our mod around yet? There's a method to my madness, I promise. I swear this is probably the longest part of the card. Okay, so now that we got the blue part done, I'm just going to place the blue aside because we will be using it very shortly. See how it's already drying lighter color? I got my smoky slate open here. Now I'm going to take the smaller one for the little details. And we're going to go in and start adding the gray here and there. And there is a reason I'm doing this. If I were to just leave the blue as is, I'm sure it would look nice. But I find that adding the gray with the blue, same, you know, family tones, you're in the cool color still. But the thing that it does is it breaks up the image a bit and doesn't make it so hard on the eye. It's like a color theory thing, right? So if I had just the blue and white, it's kind of like looking at a computer screen all day. Break up that color a bit so it doesn't hurt so much when you're looking at it. You don't want it to be hurting the eyes. You want it to draw the eye. To draw the eye in. So now we have this. So if I take this and I place it next to this, it's a little bit more broken up. It looks fuller, but it doesn't look full in a way where it's all this empty space, right? So once I do this one, you'll see that it's going to look like it's full. Right now it doesn't look so complete. So we're going to go in here. Now this one doesn't have as many snowflakes on it, but that's okay. Because you could always add later too. No mistakes. There we go. See? Oh yeah. We're getting somewhere. So, we'll put this ink aside. What we're actually going to do is take our paper here. I'm getting message. 1 second. It could be somebody having a hard time getting in. Holly's trying to get in. Holly, my sister and my mod, she's having a hard time accessing the class. Let's see here. I'm just gonna see if she can get in through YouTube. I don't wonder if it's a problem with the Twitch app on tablets and phones. Because I haven't been getting my notifications. When Dark goes up and she does gaming, I don't see her, like, a notification for her streaming, which is really weird. Good thing I check all the time when I'm sitting here doing, like, work and stuff. We'll see if Holly gets in this way. Now I'm just going to glue these panels to these guys. And there should be an edge of blue all the way around the panel. I'm using Snail, which is my two-way glue. Any kind of adhesive would work, but this is what I prefer. Yeah, Holly, I see your comments there. Oh, did you get your notification? Okay. Did you get it on your phone by chance? Or just through the email? Because I'm getting it in my emails, but I'm not getting it, like, on the app itself. Poor Holly. Yeah, we can see you in the video there. Good thing I have this chat set up right, where is it? Right here, so that everybody can see everything. It's just the only thing poor Holly can't do her mod duties when she's in YouTube for anything happening in Twitch. We see you in the chat right here, but we won't see you in the chat in Twitch. Like in the Twitch chat. But I have it set up through what's called Restream, so that anyone who's chatting will see it appear right there. It's very lagged though. Yeah, it's got to be your internet. Okay. Okay, so we glued the white on the blue. So you have trim all the way around. And that's the part that opens like this. Okay? Next, we're going to take, no, not the blue panels. The two white panels that go with those blue panels. We're going to put them like this. And what we're going to be doing next is the sentiment panel and the little snowman. Cute, huh? So let's start with our sentiment real quick. And the last one I used, Merry Christmas. A lot of Canadians don't like the Let It Snow one, because that's a bad omen right there, let me tell you. Fragilities followed me here too. Dark, is Fragilities from your stream from last night? I couldn't figure out how I know this person. Unless they accidentally stumbled upon all my accounts. They subscribed to my Vamp one today and then to this one. Just noticed it right in the bottom here. So now I'm just dipping in my sentiment into the balmy blue. Okay, that's where they're from. And we are going to make sure this is nice and centered. Gonna have to pay the favor back and follow as well. And there we go. Here's our nice little Merry Christmas. And we're going to do the same thing with the snowflakes and stuff. Yeah, I saw them. They kind of just popped in on the stream for the gaming channel today. And they subscribed. And then same thing on this one. we go. I don't want to overwhelm the snowflakes, right? So. Again, this is Balmy Blue. I'm going to close this guy because we're basically going to be done with this one. This one's a little stiff because it's newer. Okay. On to the Smoky Slate. Actually, yeah, I have a sentiment in that one, but that's okay. We're going to leave it blank after. Okay. Again, we're going to break up the little bit of monotony we got going on here with some gray. I'm trying to basically create a curtain or border, if you want to call it. Poor Holly said she had been trying to get in for like 40 minutes. Nothing like more aggravation to add to her day. Okay, I'm going to put this guy aside. Now I'm going to pull up my little snowmans. So we are going to go this happy little guy. Just going to place him on my block here. Just like that. I'm going to stamp him first. I'm using Memento Black for him just because I want a nice crisp image. He's really good for any kind of alcohol markers, you know, prevent smearing, stuff like that. So any artists out there, if you're coloring with like Copics or anything like that, and you're stamping an image, this is the go-to ink for that. Let me slow down, Mom. So far I stamped that top panel here. I'll leave that there so you can see it. And I'm getting my snowman ready. What part are you up to there, Mom? I gotta clean some stamps anyways. The gray snowflakes? Okay, on the other two panels or the Merry Christmas panel? That's a great noise, huh? Merry Christmas. Okay, you're not too far behind. Set up my next snowman next. My next snowman next. That was a lot of nexes. Put him back. You get all nice and happy he is. So see, even though this is stained, because I did use it in red one time, it won't transfer that ink. It's just stained. I can still see through it. See? But it doesn't transfer this red ink. It's just stained. It's fine. A lot of my stamps look like that. Okay, now this snowman here is throwing the snow in the all over the place. So we're going to go with him next. Place him on our block. He's going to get inked up. And Holly, don't forget to make your card. So for him, all I'm doing is I'm tapping the ink on him like this. A lot of times I'm like this. Or this is on the table, but when it comes to the black, sometimes I like to be holding it. Okay, little snowman. You just go for it. You don't think too much. You place them down, and you put them there. That's all she wrote. We're going to give them a second to dry. And then we'll get to coloring them in with the markers. Let me know when you got your snowman stamped. Yeah, for those who don't know, a lot of us have matching stuff, right? Because this is Stampin' Up! Product. And a lot of the ladies that attended my physical classes back in the day had these products. If they're not ladies who physically attended, then they have Stampin' Up! Products as well. Just gonna put some stuff away so it's not in the way. Any of the product that you ever see on here, you'll find on my website. It's linked in my, again, the homepage for my Twitch channel. It's in my About page on YouTube. And it's all over on the Stampin' Up! Group, of course. Just cleaning up a bit of the mess while people catch up. And I have OCD, so I don't like messes for too long, so. Yeah, they're cute, eh? What size is this paper? These guys here, they're 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Both of these. So 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. Man, drinking White Claws with lipstick on goes all over the dang can. Okay, let me get these out of the way. And I usually like coloring on something like this just because I have my scrap paper. But most times, what I am doing when I'm doing my actual artwork, I'm drawing or coloring on something like this. You get this in almost anything. This is really good board to keep. I never throw these out. It comes with like any of your designer series paper, any of your 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. Anytime you get something like this is good to build your own scrapbooks with too, or create craft items that are going to last a long time because they're really sturdy. I have so many of these. I use them as backboards to draw on and color on. Okay, so we got our little snowman. You're going to do this one? Super easy, right, Holly? You're going to draw it up right now? Okay. So these are Stampin' Write markers. We have Stampin' Blends, which are our version of Copic markers, and then there's Stampin' Write. And then Stampin' Write, there's no tone to it. It's just that's the color, that's the saturation. The Stampin' Blend markers, on the other hand, you can blend them out just like Copics. Have to cut paper. Yeah, that's okay. So I'm just going to get a few colors out that I'm going to want. So on this little snowman, his hat is red and green, and so is his scarf. And I did him different than the blue because I wanted it to separate him from all the blue and white that's going on. So, and then whenever I'm coloring snow, I usually use blue as a highlight. So I'm going to use my Old Olive. And do I want Cherry Cobbler or the Real Red? Which one, Holly? Cherry cobbler are real red. This one's cherry cobbler and that one's real red. Holly. Cherry cobbler or real red? Which one do you want on the snowman? I'm gonna have to go for the real red. She could have dropped. We don't know. She could just not be listening. She could be working really hard on her cart. Okay. And I'm gonna need orange for the carrot. His little nose. Okay, let's get her done. So, gonna start with everything that's green first. So on this guy, the hat was red. Okay, we're gonna continue with that theme. Let's get our little Charlie Brown tree done here. Everybody knows what the little Charlie Brown tree is, right? I'm not that old where people are starting not to know what that is. Do I need to lower this? I'm not old. I feel it. I don't even know if they actually play Charlie Brown cartoon anymore at Christmas. Um, Me and the kids watch it, but I have it like I have it. It's on a DVD. So I don't even know if that's like a thing anymore. And then you gotta have Garfield Christmas. And then of course there's the Griswold Family Christmas, which I still laugh at to this freaking day. Nightmare Before Christmas. Scrooge. I'm doing the snowman a little different this time around. The little nose. Oh, gotta get this guy's nose. There, he's super happy. So there's two ends. There's a writing end, and then there's a brush tip end. And I'm obviously using the brush tip end to color with. I am not ready for winter, but boy, oh boy, bring me fall. Give me 6 months of that. Oh, my husband's not looking forward to snow plowing and shoveling. Because I don't do that. I was not built for snow plowing and shoveling. I will cut the grass if I absolutely have to. But I don't do the snow plowing. That's not a thing for me. Now, if you're watching my hands and you see the shaking, I am naturally shaky. It's just my thing. Oh, he's cute. Look at how happy he is. And the brush tip. Getting there. Real red. Well, I'm glad you answered. I already used it. We're on the same wavelength. It worked. It's fine. I'm just going over the shadows and the rocks to make the black a little bit more blacker. Pretty sure it's probably snow, but the rocks now. Oh, look at our happy little snowman. They're so happy. You're dying. You're gonna be waiting a while. She's probably so behind. And then responding now, and we can see it in the chat, but she's gonna catch up in the video and see me talking about this. It'll be funny. It'll be great. Good times. So now we're gonna glue these little dudes to these pieces of paper here. It's so lagged. Yeah. Ah, that's too bad. Mom, you following along? Seems Bob Ross says, happy little trees. We got a happy little snowman. And I always usually give measurements where everything's nice and centered and you get a nice border. Just like so. We're going to do the same thing to our little snowman. And then we're going to get to the tricky part. And I'm going to wait for everybody to be caught up. I ain't in a rush. I got my drinky poo here. And if anyone's watching this video later on, they don't want to wait around, they can fast forward. It's all good. We're going to put the jewels on after we get the card together. Hey, Mom, let me know when you get to this point, okay? I have no orange. Do you have yellow? You could use a very dark yellow. You also have a color blender. Oh my god, what am I? They are these here. I'm having a brain fart. I can't even remember if we still sell these. Why? Blender pens. If you have a blender pen, you could pick up orange from an ink. I'm curious now. Do we still sell blender pens? I'm gonna look. If Lisa was here, she would know. She'd tell me yes, no. Lisa, you here? If you're here, let me know if we sell blender pens. I'm looking in the catalog right now. Pretty bad. I don't even know my own product. Sad. I know. Aha. Aha. Yes. Yes, we do. Uh-huh. Right there. Blender pens. 16.25 Canadian. And you know what these do, boys and girls? These are a clear pen marker. And you dip it into an ink that you don't have as a marker and color with it. That's right. Guess I'll have to be using these. Haven't used these in a while, and I definitely haven't used them on a stream. And Mom, I know you have a blender pen. So you grab one, you dip it in some orange ink, and you give him an orange nose. Wonder if Holly's caught up in the video yet. Chaotic stream. Okay, while Mom's coloring in the orange nose, you have an orange nose. Woohoo! Did you use a blender pen? I'm curious. What did you do? What happened? How did you come to the orange nose? Tell us the story. It's pretty easy for me. I can talk. I gotta wait for you guys to type. Oh, tell us the story of the orange nose. Found orange. Oh, I don't have orange. Wine, wine, wine. Oh, Mom. Okay. So now what we're going to do, without glue, you're going to decide where your panels are going. You could put them like this. You can put them like this. Okay? But I'm going to stick to the same thing here. Now, here's the tricky part. You're not done. There's two noses. This is straight, right? Okay, my camera's not straight. Sorry. You're coloring. Okay. Well, you can finish your coloring after. You're going to put the marker down. And you're going to pay attention. So, when you got your two panels set up like this, you want a little bit of space at the top and a little space at the bottom. You kind of want these panels to look like they are one, okay? Once they're glued. The trick here is, on the top one, you could only glue one side. I'm going to glue just on this side. On the bottom one, I'm going to glue the opposite side. Because if I glue them both on this side, it's just going to open like a regular card. That's not what we're going for. What we're going for is a gated card, right? So that you have this. So, let's start with our Merry Christmas. I'm going to make sure I have it like this. I'm going to flip it and put glue only on the right side. And I don't need lots. Just enough to keep it to the panel. Going to line everything up again. He's going to go right there. Okay? So now what I have is this guy opens like this. So that means my snowman has to be glued only on this side. Okay, that's a snowman. The little guy here. Flip it. That means I have to put glue here. Now, don't panic if you didn't follow along and you're still coloring. Once this video goes up, you can rewind to this spot and go over it again. That's not a problem. You could do that again. So you don't have to worry about gluing anything down yet. Okay, now I'm going to put him like this. And now I got this. And when it opens, bam! Oh, your comments show up 10 minutes later. Gotcha. There we go. Isn't that cute? Now we're going to do a little bit of decorating. So if your card keeps open like this and doesn't stay flat like this, there's a way to fix that. Just take your bone folder and just crease those edges really good. Bone folder, credit card, gift card, ruler, anything flat and sturdy, okay? And then it should stay close a little better, just like that. Oh, okay, gotcha. So you answered me when you saw it, but it wasn't gonna show. Okay, gotcha. And my tablet is just like completely stuck on pause. Okay, so these jewels here, we still sell these. And they are called the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, okay? They're very Christmassy type things. No, they're not the Rhinestone Basics. Anyways, these are in the catalog. On the left-hand side, they're like this light blue shimmery. On the right-hand side, they're like... The only way I describe it is when you look at like gasoline in the water there. Kind of looks like that. Very rainbowy, rainbowy. Wow, sorry for the word salad there. Anyway, so we're going to put some of these on, and maybe one or two clear. To do that, you could do it by hand. But I know a lot of my ladies that have arthritis and just have a hard time picking up little things use this little tool, making it look super difficult, but it's not. It's just me, I promise. Has a little bit of that, you know, the blue stuff you put on walls for pictures and stuff. Twist that, a little bit of it comes out. There we go. And I'm going to pick up some of these jewels, rhinestones. They have glue on the back, and I'm just going to go boop. Add another one. Boop. And I think I want a little, I like the little one on the dotted list. No, this is too big. I have some regular, just the clear ones here. We always sell these. I'm going to take a little one and dot my eye. And there we go. In the original card that I created, I have a sentiment in the middle. And it comes with this stamp set. It says, "Hope this season builds heartwarming memories." This one I'm going to leave blank, because it's the one I'll probably give away. I always keep one for to hand out and one to have as an example. Now that that's all done, I'm going to glue my panel inside of it. Bam! Ta-da! So, we have our two cards. Let me get rid of this eyesore here. We have our two cards. All nice and done. I know Mom's probably still working on hers. Any questions on this particular card? Or any of the stuff used, I should say. So at the end of the video, if you had the same products or similar products, you should have a card. I have two because I always design one. But you could go back and follow anytime. These will be in the listed videos, the highlights, and tags. So let's zoom out here a bit. And this is what you should have. A card and a tag. Christmas. Christmas in July and August. Any questions on these, Mom? No questions? Okay. I'm going to head over to the main chat. I'll pop up there for a second. Just give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right there. The measurement for the inside is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Always forget to do this. This is my usual spot. This is where I usually sit for any kind of streaming. And because most of the streams I do are my video ones, my gaming ones. And then this is the second type of streams I do. Again, Mom, the measurements are 5 1/4 by 4 inches for the inside panel. You want the snowman? Guess I know what card to give you for Christmas. Well, thank you. I blur out the background when I'm scrapbooking because it could get kind of messy in here, and I'm not a fan of the mess it makes sometimes. So if I go like this and I take the background blur off, this is what it looks like in here right now. I gotta put my hair back up because it's getting in my way. That's where I was working, over here. And all my computer stuff is over here. Hi, Haley-bug. Thanks. Do we have any questions on the product we used today? Oh, I take these off for a bit. Nose. So now remember, all the product that I use is should I turn this one off here? This is a bit bright, huh? Is that a bit better? We'll go with it's a bit better. So all of the product, of course, that I use, always listed somewhere. So I have it in a Facebook group, usually. I send it out in emails, if you wanted it in an email. 4 inches by 5 1/4. Yeah, that's right. The inside panels are always at. You're talking about the big one, right? I'm looking here because I could see chat here. My monitor, my camera is here. My camera for my workstation is there. My other 2 monitors over there as well. I think I'm going to have to mount one to the wall so it's easier for me to see the chat. That might be a thing that needs to happen. My next cards, I guess we're going to have to use those blender pens. I haven't used them in a really long time. I think, honestly, the last time we used them may have been at a physical class that we had a long time ago. Haley, say hi to your auntie. If she could even still hear us. And it wasn't one of our last classes. When Sylvia's watching, I'm sure she would remember which ones too. So I think we're going to have to revisit the blender pens. It's a great thing. It's one of those things that when you're first starting out, if you don't have markers, but you want to start getting into the coloring stuff, the blender pens are great. Because if you have any ink, not just Stampin' Up! Ink, you could dip into them like an ink pad and color with that pen, right? And I can demonstrate that. The other thing we now have are some pastels. And we haven't had pastels in a really long time. We used to sell like a really big kit. It was massive. Now we have like these little ones. And I'm really excited to revisit that because it's been years since we've used them. And I don't remember the techniques used. And I'd like to try them out. It's another form of art. Different thing to try out. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. We're obviously going to venture into fall and Halloween cards. And then I usually do that for like the way it used to be. I would do my fall and Halloween cards and fall birthday cards because some people have their birthdays in fall, right? I would do fall themed, autumn themed cards from August till October. And then usually in October, I would also throw in a Christmas card because in November we would do Christmas as well. So that everybody would start to get ready to have their Christmas cards done or tags. Is there anything specific that anyone has a hard time with that would like to see in another stream? You know, are you struggling with something? Is there something you're trying to do with card making, scrapbooking that I could probably demonstrate with cards that you just can't seem to get down pat? Let me know. You know, mention it in Facebook. Send me a private message on Twitch. For those on Facebook, you know how to contact me there too. You can do that as well. YouTube, I keep forgetting about poor YouTube. If you're someone watching on YouTube and you have any of these questions, leave a comment down below. Chances are I'm going to see it and I'll reply to it as soon as I can. Or I'll include it as a question in the next video on something we can dive back into. I know for the most part, most people's struggles has been the measurements. And, you know, it's something I still have a hard time with, but I find with the little ruler that I printed out with the actual pictures of the measurements, helps a great deal. There is a document with that, again, in the Facebook group. I have one that's just the black and white, and then I believe I have one with the highlighted prominent measurements that we use all the time. Just reading right here for a sec. So yeah, next cards, probably fall. Gonna visit some pastels. And when I say pastels, I don't mean the color. I mean actual pastels that we sell in the catalog. And of course the blender pens. And there's 3. Yeah, there's 3 in a box, so. Mom, are you good there? You still just coloring away? I don't even think she's answering me. Inside? Like you're placing the panel inside? Holly, did you finish making your card? Are you going to post it? Man, I am not used to having the microphone this high. It's usually like about here. It's because I do that, the thing about my glasses. You're doing the inside. Gotcha. Sorry if that was hard on the ears. Okay. Well, if there's no further questions and no requests for anything, I'm going to cut it here. Thanks for all the new people for stopping by and following. We have fun. Before I said I wanted to have 2 classes up a month. It's just, it can't work yet. Okay, gonna day by 10 minutes ahead of time. Oh. And yeah, thanks for all those who's stopping in, even just lurking around. Very nice. Hope you all have a good evening. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. There's tons of ways to get a hold of me. And I hope you all have a good evening. Ciao.